Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for December 15th. December 15th is the 349th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 350th in leap years, with 16 days remaining to the end of the year, and 10 days to Christmas. Let the countdown begin. Now, one of my viewers asked about the word irregardless. Lynn Creamer asks, how about the non-word irregardless? Word or non-word? Word or non-word? So many people use it, she says, but I don't think it's actually a word. If it is, what does it mean? And I would have to say that I'm with you on that one, Lynn. It does appear in Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary with a description rather than a definition. Irregardless is considered non-standard, an erroneous word that means the opposite of what it's used to express, as in, irregardless of what else might be going on, she always makes time for her family, or the marathon will take place irregardless of what the weather does. Is most likely a blend of irrespective and regardless. The best synonym for irregardless would be regardless, so let's take a look at regardless. Regardless can be an adverb or an adjective. As an adverb, regardless means despite everything, and as an adjective, regardless means heedless or careless. I will admit, I cringe just a little bit when I hear someone use the word irregardless, but sources say that even though it is erroneous, non-standard word, it has been consistently used by people with a consistent meaning, so that dictionaries do at least mention it. Merriam-Webster added a disclaimer that a definition is not an endorsement of a word's use. I was surprised to learn that the first known use of irregardless was back in 1795, and its uses faded away and re-emerged in the 1800s, the 1920s, and of course currently. So just use the word regardless. And with that, the United States Bill of Rights became law on December 15th, 1791, when ratified by the Virginia General Assembly. I talk more in depth about the Bill of Rights, give a brief description of each one of those first 10 amendments in last year's episode, and I believe there is a link to that in the description. This is the birthday of Gustave Eiffel, born December 15th, 1832. He was a French architect and engineer. He mostly designed bridges, but is best known for the structure in Paris named after him, the Eiffel Tower. But did you know that he's also associated with the Statue of Liberty? The Statue of Liberty was designed by sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi and built by Gustave Eiffel. Once he retired from engineering, he turned his attention to research in meteorology and aerodynamics. Gustave Eiffel passed in 1923, just shy of 2 weeks after he turned 91. Gustave Eiffel. Interesting day for birthdays. This is the birthday of Max Yasgur, born December 15th, 1919. And I think that people of a certain age will be familiar with that name. He was an American dairy farmer and owner of a 600-acre dairy farm in Bethel, New York. Max rented out his farm for the Woodstock Music and Art Fair, which took place in 1969. And that'd be why in the song Woodstock, there's a line that says, "We're going on down to Yasgur's farm." Interestingly, Max is said to have been a conservative Republican, but he set his politics aside for this event, and it can't have been easy for him. He was 49 years old, had a heart condition, and he was shocked by the hostility of the townspeople against what they termed anti-war hippies. Max never expected the festival to be quite so big, but he did say that if the generation gap is to be closed, we older people have to do more than we have done. From everything I've read about him, Max Yasgur sounds like a lovely human being. Max sold his farm in 1971 and moved to Florida, passed away in 1973 at the age of 53, and when he passed, he was given a full-page obituary in the Rolling Stone magazine. Max Yasgur. In honor of Max Yasgur's birthday and his involvement with the Woodstock Music and Art Fair, more commonly known simply as Woodstock, let's talk about the song Woodstock by Joni Mitchell. As it happens, she didn't actually go to Woodstock herself due to a scheduling conflict, but her boyfriend Graham Nash told her about it, and she watched televised reports of it on TV from a hotel room in New York City as she wrote the song. The song is written as something of a spiritual journey to Max Yasgur's farm. The song Woodstock is symbolic of the counterculture of the 1960s, and Joni performed Woodstock live at the 1969 Big Sur Folk Festival about a month after Woodstock Festival, and before the song had been released on any record. She then released Woodstock as the B-side to her song Big Yellow Taxi. Interestingly, Crosby, Stills and Nash's cover of Woodstock was released a month before Joni's version. Crosby, Stills and Nash version of Woodstock got to number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100 in May of 1970. Other notable covers of the song Woodstock include versions from Matthew's Southern Comfort, The Assembled Multitude, James Taylor, and James Legend, just to highlight a few. Woodstock by Joni Mitchell. There's a link in the description to that, and I've also included a link to the Crosby, Stills and Nash version of Woodstock. And that's it. Other than that, check the description for links and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And now we look for the thank you very much button. It always wants to make sure, do you really mean it? Yeah. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.